Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the final match of Season 38. The goal here is to finish the season in Kyber 2, and a win will secure that. We might still be able to do it with a loss, but we're not going to want to chance it. I'm not sure how many banners we'll be losing if we drop one more. With the previous round, my opponent one-shot full cleared me, which left no room whatsoever for any dropped battles. So without that wiggle room, we just went for testing. I attempted to do it, but the first match, I did a General Grievous up against Starkiller, and I have a pretty poor General Grievous squad, and that battle was dropped. So after that point, it was out of reach. So we went to see if we could learn as much as possible about a lot of these new characters, marquee characters that we've been getting. With the final bracket here, matchup against Minnie, the Nightmare Child, slightly smaller overall GP. Fewer Zetas, but at this level, those don't really matter. Omicrons, he's less than me, but a good amount. 12 to 14 is a pretty safe amount. He has 5 GLs, a pretty low amount of relic units for this level, but he does have the advantage. Decent depth, probably not a level where there's going to be problems occurring. With the relic distribution, we are tied on the tier 5. He has small advantages on tier 7, tier 8, a decent advantage on the tier 9, but nothing significant. With the mods, he has a slight advantage on the top 25. I have a slight advantage on the top 500. And in regards to the speeds, he has a little bit of an advantage on the 25 plus. I've got a small advantage on the 20 and 15 plus. So it's kind of a wash. Nothing too bad here. With the Datacrons, he was the third most active participant in regards to Datacrons, maybe second most, arguably between the two of us, although I think some of these numbers were lower when I looked at this the other day. He may have applied some resources on that set that's about to expire to juice up the next set of Datacrons. With his 5 GLs, one of them is recently unlocked, Jabba, so not going to be as scary of a opponent. He may not even have the ultimate ability on it, maybe saved it for offense. That's what I'm expecting based on his history. We can approach this largely as a 4 GL player. With these other characters, he's missing Starkiller, which is pretty shocking at this level. We don't usually see that. Most everyone does, and I highly recommend going after characters like Starkiller and Dr. Aphra because they are far cheaper than going after GL. And even with the Datacron sets expiring on Dr. Aphra, there's still good droid Datacrons that you can apply to her, and Starkiller is about to get juiced with a Mara Jade Datacron. Now, the rest of these, he does have the SWGOH and Traya Amis. He has a weak Wampa, not utilizing his solo. I recommend, if you have Swolo, you should use him. He's perfectly fine with JTR. I kind of want to just get the message out there because he's a good character. I think people get this idea that if they don't have Rey, they can't use him. You can use him. With the rest of this, he's not using his Moff Gideon. The rest is fine. And he's got a 4-star Profundity, so that's another advantage that we have. With the Hotbot, what we are seeing here, I don't feel like that was centered. Pretty low undersizes and very low clears, so I'm not too worried about this one, but we're going to take it seriously because I don't think he's attacked yet. At least last time I checked, he had not attacked. And we'll just scroll through the rest of this so you can see the side by side, but most of this we've already looked at. And we'll move over to looking at his roster modding in detail. So here, the Nightmare Child. His Maul was at 305, which gets us close. So he's got 15, 20 at least. Let's check a few of these characters. His CLS is at 301 speed, his ZAM's at 293, so he's got 25 characters at 300 speed or higher. And then when we look at the characters who are falling below that threshold, nothing too critical here. Like Bastila Shan would be nicer, faster. C-3PO should be faster. Anakin, Tech's kind of a big one. His Vader looks very slow. But most of the key characters who should be fast are fast, and that's what's really the most important thing that we want to be checking. I feel like we're overlooking something. He shouldn't be using his Moff Gideon, but the gear's low. Let's take a look at the defense. And he has not started attacking. We'll click through my stuff quickly. None of this has changed. Even though I should have at least taken my crew off of that team so I could use them for offense, but I put that off and forgot about it. Down below we're looking at Jabba, Malgus, Qui-Gon, Maul. I do think I'm going to grab that Jango Datacron of part of this new set, put it here, leave my Jango with Maul, and then eventually we'll get Trench. The Trench Datacron, that is. But that Trench Datacron, I am much further away in regards to relics, because my Newt needs to be relic, Trench needs to be relic. There's additional characters. It's not a straightforward thing like Jango. And even in that situation, I might just want to leave Jango there and keep my Maul team a little juiced up, and then have Trench separately have a Datacron and be good from there. But the key Datacrons I'll be getting in the next set are going to be Starkiller. I'm sure there was another, not Starkiller, Mara Jade 4 Starkiller. We got Raddus, Boba Fett, Mon Mothma, Bossk Zam. Traya needs... I'm looking forward to this potential Sith fleet giving me an opportunity to give some attention to a faction that I love that is undergeared. That because I haven't had the incentive to do it, I have largely left some of these untouched. But I like these characters. I guess I could blow this up with CLS rather than use my Traya here, but this is what I'd been doing prior to the release of the Chewpio Datacron. Seventh Sister is going to get weaker and weaker. Do I want to taunt yet? I'm going to hold off on the taunt, recover a little bit of protection, throw Isolate over on Nihilus. I just don't want him taunting yet. I won't mind it next turn. We should... Let's see where we get in terms of... What debuffs do we have? Maybe I should put Isolate on Ninth Sister. Alright, now I'm fine with taunting. Come on. I should have saved that for when Seventh Sister is a little weaker. Oh my god, come on. Can this take her out? Awesome. I'm a little concerned about the clock. This has been taking a while. I might just take out Ninth Sister. Yeah, I'm just gonna do... Normally I take out Grand Inquisitor, but usually this battle is a little different. These are held by hatred. Usually what happens is Ninth Sister's already taunting so that I just opt to put Isolate onto Ninth Sister, so I didn't even think about it. It ultimately matters very little, although I just feel like this took a bit longer because of how things went. We're going to try and do as much testing as we can, but I'm going to play certain of these battles a little safe to start. I might just Grand Inquisitor Qui-Gon. The only other situation that would matter is... Let's just do it. Because I don't have a plan for anything. Just the only thing would be if a JML was on the back wall. Which I just really don't think is going to happen based on his play. Yeah, that's everything I want. Okay. With this, you can just take out Qui-Gon right away, not even worry about things. So this will do it. AoE doesn't matter. Now we'll take out Anakin. Torture. And he's gone. Yeah, and I don't really care from this point. Eighth Brother is really good. I know a lot of players try to do Second Sister instead of Eighth Brother to Relic 7 for the Reva Shards. I'm happy with Eighth Brother. Okay. What was my Grievous plan? Oh, he's changed this a little bit. There was no Grievous on defense last week. Not a huge deal. I might just JKR this. We could do Night Sisters. Maybe we do Night Sisters. Do Night Sisters. Let's do Night Sisters Merrin. That's not a terrible place to do Night Sister testing. I'm just a little worried about my Night Sisters and Merrin last time because I kind of feel like the Zeta on Daka wasn't working. Let's find out. Because in normal circumstances, this would be fine. Oh man, if I am right about this and something is not working as intended though, I could be costing myself the match. Let's do it anyway. Just pay attention to the damage that happens to Daka. Okay, let's throw Plague out. I think Plague is going to be a pretty critical component to what Merrin does. This is basic. We're going to be using her basic a lot. I'm going to heal up on Ventress's turn. I need to lose somebody so I can start driving this up. Let's stun B2. That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna bring him back. I feel like it's a little early. And I don't trust Merrin to be the body that hangs out with me. It's still early, we're bringing him back. I should AoE. Whew. Oh my, okay. Okay, that's a good sign. For us to take that hit, that means some things are working as intended. I thought it was over right then. What do I want to do? Let's heal up. I was hoping we'd get a stun. Give me a stun. Awesome. Bring him back. And this should be the end. I'm still not. I don't know where I am with whether or not I feel like that's helping or not. Because the one thing that happens with Merrin is by adding that recovery, she does things that makes that whole sacrifice move not work the same way. Which is why I think maybe it's a little bit more important that you have this plague mechanic than you have this mechanic of driving up Daka and Ventress's health and damage. Yeah, I don't think I have to do this. Like, I could go JMK here. But him throwing Grievous onto defense means some things have changed. And if some things have changed, that back wall could be a little different and have some surprises I didn't plan for. It's just that my 501st counter here is not as reliable as I would like. Yeah, this is bad. I hate all of... Oh my god, that's good. That is some good timing this time. Woo! Would have preferred to be in a different situation, but this... Oh, come on, come on! It could have been much worse. Okay. Come on. Echo's finally out of fear. Don't lose Rex, please. Fine. Stand up. Stand up. Fine. We didn't make enough progress. I need that taunt to come down or it doesn't matter. Yeah, I just gotta up the relics on all these guys. But I really want this to just be a consistent counter, which it's nowhere near. Come on, don't die on me. Let me take out somebody. Come on. Come on. Alright. Who do I want it to be? Let's try and take out Revan. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes. Come on. Take her out. Let's do this. Come on. Armor Shred on Malgus. AoE take out Marauder? Yes. Let's do this. Come on. Second Armor Shred. We're almost there, baby. Yes! Okay. That was a scary one. Let's see what surprises he's got for me. Trench. Lord Vader. Iden. Yeah. Grievous is the only real difference. Gonna Aphra this. The final hurrah of this Datacron. Okay. No tanks here. Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. Oh, I guess Royal Guard's a tank, that's right. Never mind. That's when I started playing, when Royal Guard is like this really important character. Maybe more just like just after that period. It still affected my play because I was reading a lot about how good he was. I should have thrown that early. I should put that on the Royal Guard. I'm not thinking right now. Seven? I don't know. I don't really want to throw it. Wait, was Torture still there? We'll throw it. That did nothing. Okay, that's one. Really don't like the clock right now. Kind of wasted some time. But this will start speeding up very soon. Our potency master is getting high. This should take out somebody. No, not quite. This should take out somebody. Okay. Okay. Awesome. So far, great. We're going to do a SWGOH solo up against Iden because I like doing it and I want to make up some banners. Here we go. Anywhere like Relic 3, and not even Relic. If it's full Relic 3, I don't trust it completely, but like Relic 3 and lower, or lower than Relic 3, this is safe. And I increased my SWGOH to Relic 6 during the off day. I was hoping to increase his damage output a little. I should auto. As soon as Shore Trooper's gone, this is one. We'll switch taunts as soon as Shore Trooper takes his turn, because I assume his taunt on his next turn. There it goes. Switch back to Shore Trooper. Take him out right now. Awesome. Now it doesn't matter. The problem is once you get above like Relic 3, Shore Trooper is just too tanky. And SWGOH can't get past it. I mean, yeah, you can always Wampa this, but Wampa wants to go to lots of places these days. And I just like SWGOH. End to death. Let's make sure we're targeting the right trooper. I prefer Magma Trooper for the turn meter removal, not that it would affect this match too much. That helps us out a little bit in banners. We might come back, we'll come back to Trench. We're probably just going to use a GL up against it. I just don't want to mess around. This was a good set. I'm going to miss this set. Alright. You can see the difference of not having Starkiller. With no Kyle Katarn. Alright, let's rant about Mando. We won't be talking in specifics, maybe not too many specifics, more generalities. I've talked around this idea a lot. It's just, I keep feeling it. It's just this continuing problem of Filoni and Favreau being disinterested in telling the story of Mandalorian. Where there is all this potentially very interesting conflict with the character. Oh, I gotta do some controlling here because there's potency up on Cara Dune. I need to not attack Cara Dune. We need to make some progress. Attack other people. Where are we at? I'm gonna hit an AoE. Jeez, that potency up. Jeez, Cara. I'll let them get back to it. If we can take her out, get rid of that taunt, we'll take out... Oh, good, she's gone. End this, Wamps. Okay. Okay. Raddus. We still have 2 GLs. Let's CLS Raddus? Probably CLS. Trench might be more interesting. It doesn't matter. Alright. Let's blow him up. Factored in this stupid character. We are going to get rid of that taunt because that taunt is a problem. Okay, now let's take out Jin before she can bring him back. All right. This is a lightsaber bug. You'd think they would have got rid of that by now. So we got Bossk. We got... Did I JTR that before? Kind of tempted to do it, but we're not going to do it. I think I have JTR'd it before. I think I did it last week or earlier this week. Just because, yeah, I did do it. It's just kind of lower banners because it's... I still think I want to do it. Because otherwise, what am I going to do? Starkiller? Jedi? Should I do something risky? What if I did it up against Trench? What do I want? You guys? Maybe I won't do this because I'm gonna. The whole thing is like Hondo and Han. They're gonna. It doesn't really matter. I'm just throwing in 2 extra bodies. Maybe I should throw in some bodies that it won't die. Like, let's bring in Nest. And you know what? Let's bring in our boy Hondo. There we go. Oh, we could use Datacron this time. Isn't there something... So whenever allies inflict stagger or stun... Yeah. That could be useful. Whenever. Sure? Let's do this one. Big thing here is let's remove turn meter from Bossk. We are going to throw capture on Bossk because I want to take out Zam. And let's call our 2 to assist. Maybe we can get a stun. I should have brought in Solo. That would have been a better assist because he can ignore protection. Let's do flame. What? Why is she gone? Is it because it's not resistance? Is there a resistance thing within Solo's kit that I didn't factor in? There's something I did not factor in. And it's going to cost me. At least the, what's it called, is gone. Holdo, win this for me. Although Nest now is extremely poor here because Nest isn't going to die. Because I can't, it's going to prevent me from getting a supercharged Hondo. There must be a resistance qualifier in that kit that I never dealt with. I'm always bringing in resistance, that it just hadn't mattered because I was always following it. We'll have him captured again here, and we'll be able to take him out. Next Hondo turn might take him out. Come on, Hondo. Okay, we're still gonna win. Whoa, my God, that stupid tank thing. All right, I got an auto. We're running out of clock. I want to get my Hondo faster. Okay. I love Hondo so much. You saved me, Hondo. At least we finally had a fun match. I've been doing so much like safe things that we have not had any fun yet. And we're going to end this match by having no fun. Let's do Starkiller. And I will finally have a Relic Visas, because I'm going to want to use that Data Crown on Mara Jade. This technically I can bring in, I don't know, somebody. Yeah, I wonder if I could just brought in a Hondo team, would that have also won? Without JTR Swolo buying me some time. So, Boba Fett's a terrible leader for Grand Arena because of how conditional his payout is. They're never going to get payout. Because they need to take out whoever was the first person to attack. Probably Palpatine or Mara Jade. I wasn't paying attention. But unless they take out Palpatine or Mara Jade, they will never trigger the payout, and I will just win. Whereas Bossk is a very solid character and very good leader. I did plenty with them. I was using them like as a dedicated newt counter for a bit of it until I unlocked Jabba. And he would have been better off taking these characters on offense and using them with his Jabba. Like, it's still like a gear 12, maybe gear 11 Jabba at lock-in. Maybe didn't have him at lock-in. I think he probably did. Let's just get this over with. Should I use something cheaper? We did no testing this round. This is not how I usually play things. What if I did like Jedi Knight? I don't want to do it. Let's just get this over with. Let's just blow it up. But things like Bad Batch work. I just don't know if my Bad Batch would work. And if I don't want to risk losing this match if my opponent one-shots me, which he could do. It's very much likely to do. Because he went heavy offense. What if I took out Dooku? So they can't go under stealth. I'm going to take out Trench. Did the AI play this stupidly? Oh, they haven't put the tech on. Which tech is this? This is going to be a bad defensive team if Wad isn't putting the right tech onto Jango. That's good to know. Because that basically means I'm never setting them on defense if Watt's not hard-coded to do that. This is why I was kind of thinking to do someone else. Okay. Kind of want to take out Watt. I kind of do. We need to take, oh my god, this is why I wanted Watgon. I don't want to deal with Trench. Come on, go down. Okay, fine. Now we can take out Dooku and stop the stealth mechanic. We're past the point of being concerned about Trench affecting this match. Fine, we'll take out Newt then. I'm gonna have a Relic Newt soon. I'm gonna be pretty close to Lord Vader pretty soon, is what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a lot of reasons. Because I'm already fairly close, other than like the Bad Batch, but if I get Newt for Trench, if I'm building out, and there, when you get a Jawa and a Tusken out of it, like that's also not terrible. Because of the raid. So there's just, and Embo is great with Jabba, like the best Jabba teams have Embo in it. So there's a lot of reason for me to do it. Alright, let's go here. Alright, let's Profundity this guy. No, that's not your slot. Oh wait, no, it is your slot. I'm so looking forward to fleet management, so I never have to do this again. I can't believe how long it took them. I think at some point they said that the game coding prevented them from doing it. Like they made like that claim. I may not be remembering that accurately, but I feel like that's something that they stated at some point. I'm just trying to take these guys out fast and early, because if we can eliminate these two of these ships before Hondo's on the field. Well, we could if they would help and assist. Okay, now Houndstooth will come up. Did I say Hondo earlier? I meant Houndstooth. It's late. I could have played this earlier, but I was working on videos. All the videos I was too busy to work on last week. I still want to get out the videos for you guys. And at least get my thoughts on the record, even though it's a little belated. No biggie. Okay, good progress. And now we should have the ultimate in a moment. And we auto from here. The points I wanted to make about Mando, and then we got a little distracted. So this is what I mean by, I feel like the writers are uninterested in the story. It's all the elements that they're just kind of yada-yadaing over, or just not even engaging with, that are potentially interesting. Like the Darksaber is the most egregious thing. I guess we are going to get into a little spoiler territory, where there's potentially all this drama that exists between Bo-Katan and Mando, and it never occurs. They just don't engage with it. They just say the Darksaber was, Din Djarin lost the Darksaber, it is now Bo-Katan's. All these interesting elements of, like, Din doesn't want the Darksaber, but it's his by right. He has to deal with it. Will the Mandalorians follow him or not follow him? Will they respect the Darksaber in the hands of a foundling? All these elements that they just decide they would bet, they weren't interested in answering any of those questions. Instead, or Bo-Katan confronting Din for wanting the Darksaber, potentially challenging him. No, it's just her Darksaber now. And then whether or not these other Mandos want to follow her. It's just these very rapid things happening that are just moving towards the next action scene. And these action scenes that are just kind of like, there's no internal struggle in these characters, at least ones that we witness. What are we fighting right now? I don't even know what I clicked on. Kill the negotiator. Alright, we gotta be a little careful here. This is a good lineup. I might add a relic level to Grievous. Man. How do I want to play this? Okay. Bad reinforcement. That's at least a plus for me. We're going to ignore that for a moment. Now we'll hit it. Yeah, let's stay focused on it. We're going to hit the AoE. Considered spy for a moment, but we're not going to do it. Because I knew that was going to happen. Let's trigger the stealth. Okay. Now we bring out spy. Give me some good RNG, buddy. I'll take it, but I'm not happy about it. Awesome. Don't like any of this. This should take out the Y-Wing finally. The reason you don't put Sergeant as a reinforcement is Plo Koon should have came out and saved some ships, but Plo never came out. Alright, well there's too much days. I'm going to not do that and save it. Don't die. Okay. This should take out Ahsoka. Perfect. Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because this was boring to me. Playing a safe match. One-shotting a board. The only fun I had was the JTR Swolo team. I want the chaos. Alright, let's get that protection up. Hit that officer. Alright, boom. Yeah, there's a expose. Kylo's the wind condition, but the shuttle's the engine. Awesome. What? Don't do things like you're better off having empty slots in your reinforcements. So we didn't learn a thing today. We learned one thing, that Swolo needs to be around resistance people, or that didn't work for other reasons, but pretty sure it's because I didn't have the resistance. That's the only thing we learned. That and possibly, well no, we learned a couple other things. The other things we learned, let's go to a different screen. The couple lessons are, Hondo could potentially beat a Zam team, and I'm definitely testing that out in the future. Definitely next 5v5 season, but we'll probably do it during 3v3 as well, because that's interesting. If Hondo can beat Zam, I like that. Now, the other things we learned, the JTR Swolo thing that we already mentioned, but the other big thing that we learned was Trench. We kind of knew that he wasn't good on defense, but now I understand why. And the reason he's bad on defense is Watt doesn't play it right. The AI is not coded correctly to put the shield generator onto Jango, or at worst Dooku. Putting it on Newt was the complete wrong move, and that means if the AI can't be trusted to play it in a way that's semi-competent, then you have to use him on offense. I think it would be interesting to see if he'd be good on defense if he was coded correctly, but it also means that Trench is probably an offense-only character in Territory Wars. But we will be back in the morning, and I'll tag on the results here. We'll have to just wait till then. I wish my banner total was a little higher. Don't feel great about that, but we're still in a good place with a one-shot board. The Nightmare Child has done his attacks, and we got ourselves a tie game, my first one. And the tiebreaker goes to me. And every little battle here counted, because my opponent actually didn't one-shot my board. Right down in this lower territory, he needed to two-shot Malgus. So that means all those little choices that I made that both benefited and hurt me really came into play and really mattered here. The gas battle, the JTR Swolo battle where we lost a bunch of banners. And then those solos with Savage and Wampa really made a difference to make up the banners, to make sure we don't lose this thing. Because that really could have come into play from the lower banner counts that we had with a few of these counters. Even like the Malevolence against the Negotiator battle was a pretty low banner count win. And so this one here, we're going to remain in Kyber 2. We're going to build up that buffer a little bit before the start of the next 3v3 season. And that's back-to-back Kyber 2 seasons. Feel pretty good about this one, but a little scary. Really nice play from Nightmare Child. Really solid game. He did go pretty heavy on offense, so I thought it would come down to something like this. We will put this, I'm going to put this video out first. There's a couple other videos I'm going to put out regarding last week where I was a little too busy to put out my thoughts on the road ahead, the kit reveal. I still want to get myself on the record for those, so look out for those in the coming days or hours. It's something that I've already scripted out, I just need to shoot. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone. Be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.